So today I'm going to guess, hopefully, 5 things about France based on keywords provided by Emma. Let's go.
So let's start with the first one.
Roundabouts. You have the gigantic one in Paris. That's
Yes.
in every single film that takes place in Paris.
That's true, but that's not the fact that I wanted to.
Okay, so you have pieces of art in the middle?
No.
The roundabouts?
It's more about the number of roundabouts.
You have them everywhere.
Yes.
So there's loads
Yes.
of them.
And if
A million. I don't know.
Oh.
That was just
No.
guess.
I can tell you there are 30,000.
30,000
Well,
roundabouts.
Mhm.
And
And
I have to guess something else about them.
Well, actually, that's half of the world's roundabouts.
In France.
So we love roundabouts.
Yeah, you do.
And we have a
Wow.
famous roundabout in Paris, which is also a fun fact. And that one is the only one where, for your insurance company, if you with your insurance for your car, they will not cover it if you have an accident on that roundabout, because it just happens.
Don't drive in Paris.
Yeah, that's also a good piece of advice. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Friend. Oh, that's very vague.
Yes. Think about the word.
Okay, friend. You have several different ways of referring to a friend.
Yes, actually yes, but that's not what I wanted to point out.
Okay. Is it about the TV show Friends?
No.
Okay.
It's got to do about the word itself. So I can tell you the word in French, if you want,
Okay,
if that
yeah.
helps, which is copain. And
It
it's-
sounds like coupon.
Maybe. Do you want me to tell you about the meaning of it?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I think is interesting, and maybe not many people know where the word actually comes from, but copain literally means with bread, so it's the person with whom you share your bread. And I kind of like that
That's really
idea
cool.
that your friend is the
yeah.
person with whom you share your food. But yeah, there are also other words you can say, copain, ami, and things like that, but yeah, that's just the one word I wanted to talk about. Okay.
Time difference. There, like France has 2 time zones? No?
Ooh, many, many more.
What?
Yes. France has a lot of time zones.
I didn't realize it was, like the country was that big. Is it?
Well, I'll help you. It's if you take into account all of the French territory.
Ah, okay.
Because, you
So,
know,
like,
France has a lot of
overseas.
islands.
Yeah.
Overseas, yeah, islands.
No idea where they are, but... So, like, they still count as French? Or
Yes,
get a French passport or
exactly.
something? And
Count
you
as
mean
French
that
territory.
the time difference
Uh-huh.
between those?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
And
8 hours.
Much more.
12.
More.
What? 15.
More!
Okay. 23.
Oh, less. Okay, it's 22 hours.
This is not gonna go well.
22 hours, but I think this is crazy when you think it's
22
supposed to be one
hours.
same country, and it's a massive time difference.
Yeah.
And but it's
But where
only
is
because
that?
you take into account the different islands. So there's one called Wattis and Futuna, and then the other one is I can't remember. Polynésie Française, I think it is.
Sure.
The French I don't know.
Anyway.
Anyway, these two, they have there's one that's like minus 10 hours and the other one plus 12, and or the other way around.
Oh, okay.
I'm scared of saying the wrong thing, but
France.
if you
Okay.
add it up, it makes a 22-hour difference. It's quite
Yeah.
unique, and I think it's the only country it's the country to have this biggest time difference if you take into account the time zones. But that's only because colonization. Okay,
Yeah, probably.
talking about nice things in France.
Guillotine. I like that. So that's the weapon that they used to behead
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And what about? It was a French invention, right?
Yes. Actually, it was invented as a human way to, well, no, the person who first came up with the concept was a man called Guillotine, and he originally thought of the weapon as a way of executing people in a more humane way. But actually then someone else took the idea and made it as a torture weapon. But that's just a bit of background, but now there's a fact about the guillotine which is maybe a bit shocking to the rest of the world, and I don't know if a lot of people actually know this, but...
I'm scared.
Do you know until when it was used? That's what I...
Oh, I think it was like still used in the 20th century, wasn't it?
Yes.
Like early 20th century. Like,
actually
towards
20th century.
Really? I thought like first half of the 20th century, so it wasn't used by the end of the Second World War or something.
It was used after the Second World War.
I did not know that.
It was used until 1977. This is really shocking.
But not like widely used.
Not widely used, but the last person to be executed in France for capital punishment was in 1977. So there you go. It took a long time. They actually started talking about abolishing it in the 18th century, but then it took another 2 centuries. Oh gosh. To actually get rid of the guillotine.
Yeah.
And before, I mean, this is another small shocking fact, but it was used as a toy for children. You know, they would give the, you know, it was like guillotine was like, oh yeah, you have a guillotine to practice. Like, anyway, let's stop with this gruesome stuff. Next one.
Richest street in Paris?
No, surprisingly not. It's actually in the countryside.
No, not a big town or that I would know.
It's not a big town, and it's in the countryside. Can you figure out why it would be the richest street in the world?
Because a rich person lives there with a very, very big mansion.
Nope.
It's made out of gold.
Well,
like the pavement or the street or something.
It's not made out of gold, but some people might consider that it is worth gold.
So it's made out of something valuable.
It's something that costs a lot.
On the street.
Oh, it's not the road itself. It's actually underground.
Underground?
Underground. In sort of caves.
Salt? Oil?
No.
No
What is
idea.
really expensive and which is French? And you can drink it.
Champagne?
Yes. Champagne. In
Underground champagne?
Yes, because that's where they keep all of the champagne that then they distribute around all of the world.
They store it underground.
They store it underground, and therefore this one street where they produce the champagne, because this is another thing you need to know about France too, about champagne, is that for it to be called champagne, it needs to be produced in Champagne, which is a region in France, which I think most people know.
That,
But what most people don't know is that it's stored underground and in one same street, most of it, and then that makes it the richest street in the world. And people don't know. If you're walking in the street, you don't see it. It's underground, and it's in the middle of the countryside. Who would have thought that?
Yeah, you French people are tricky.
There you go. So that was it for today. Facts about France. I hope that you learned something. And if you want to come and try some champagne and go and visit the underground caves, well, come to France. Or if you want to go and see the famous roundabout in Paris. I don't know.
Köszönjük, hogy megnéztétek a videónkat. Ha esetleg véletlenül még nem láttátok volna a régieket, ide kattintva megnézhetitek őket, vagy ha ez nagyon-nagyon tetszett, akkor lájkoljatok, vagy írjatok valami kommentet, ha van valami hozzászólni valótok, és ne felejtsetek el feliratkozni itt.